Hey ladies, I had to bring you this video. These are a few ideas and tips and opinions that I came up with that could have a guy possibly calling you back the next day after the date, interested, talking about you positively to his homeboys and setting you apart from all of the other dates that he has went on. I made a list here. The first thing I have, don't talk about Fluffy. Ladies, I understand. You love Fluffy. You love your Chihuahua. You love your Pomeranian. You love your Shih Tzu. Yes, they're cute. They're cuddly. They're fluffy. They're our friends. However, I think this is one of the worst things that you could bring up that a guy could not ask you about. Talking about pets is not interesting, it is not sexy, and it has nothing to do with you, really, or him. If he, mentioning that you're a pet lover, or if he asks you if you're a pet lover, fine. Let him know that you have a dog. It's a Chihuahua, but he doesn't want to hear about my Chihuahua is 2 years old. I just took him to the groomers last week. I gotta, get his shots and vaccinations done. You just reminded me. I like to buy shirts. I carry my dog in a purse. Ladies, he's going to think that you're like a Paris Hilton. The first thing that he's going to visually, and remember guys are very visual. The first thing he's going to visualize is you and him laying in a bed with your little Pomeranian in the middle of you two. Not cute. He's going to picture an ankle biter. He's going to picture, a little dog nagging and barking somewhere in the background. Just don't do it. It's not attractive. It's not sexy. Number two, this one's a little touchy because I don't want to offend anyone, but however, let me show you my own. Everyone has these type of shoes. They're very in. It is now very acceptable for women to wear these. Notice it has a very thick platform. I don't know if you can see in the video, but this is a 6-inch heel. Ladies, no. For a first date, for that first impression, you don't want to wear shoes like that. Something like this is a little bit more appropriate. It is half the heel size. It is 3 inches, which still is a little high, but a little bit more first date appropriate. I know what you're going to say. I want to be myself, blah, blah, blah. But that's why some of us are single, because there are certain things that we're not willing to change about physical appearance that can just reel the guy in a little bit. I'm not saying to fool him, but guys are very visual. You may not think that they pay attention to those things, but they do. Yes, it's attractive. It's sexy. We get it. You want a guy to be attracted to you, but you do not have to wear 6-inch heels for a guy to be attracted to you. If he is looking for wifey, if he's looking for that woman to fly all over, to introduce to mom, to possibly put a ring on her finger, he is not looking for the 6-inch heels. Bring that out a little bit later, okay? But, do it slowly. Number 3, the Freakum dress. Yes, we all love that song. Notice mine still has the tag on it, so don't judge me. This dress here, I bought this actually 2 years ago and never wore it. I didn't feel comfortable. But if your dress looks like something that a 4-year-old could wear on the clothing rack, odds are that it's probably a little bit too slutty for a first date. Yes, I said slutty. You don't want to look cheap. You don't want to look desperate. I'm sure you have a nice body, no matter what your shape is, what your size. You're beautiful and there's someone there to appreciate you, but you don't have to wear that. You don't have to show all of that. If you sit down, you don't want the guy to be able to see your panties. Just because you cross your legs doesn't make a Freakum dress any more attractive. It doesn't water it down. Like I said, guys are going to remember that. They're going to remember that the next day, and it's not going to set you apart from the competition. There's a lot of single women out there and single women with class. You want to be that woman. Number 4, porn star makeup. One thing I think that is just being so overdone is the smoky eye. I like the smoky eye. However, I've seen a lot of girls overdo it. You don't want to look like a porn star. You don't want to look like that on a first date. And one thing I noticed on a lot of porns that I've seen is that heavy, smoky eye. It looks cheap. It looks trashy. Stick to neutrals, things that are closer to your tone. Like, say, for example, I'm dark skinned. On a first date, I'm going to stick to my neutral, earthy colors with a nice blush, nice lip gloss. You don't have to overdo it. You don't have to do the concealer, then the foundation, then the makeup over it, and then false lashes way out to here. Ladies, that's not attractive to guys. It is sexually attractive, but you're going to bring the wrong attention to yourself, and it's not going to be the type of attention that will have this guy saying, you know, I could possibly see her as a mother of my children, you know, as a part of my family. That's not going to make that statement. Stay as natural as you can. I'm not saying be plain, but stay natural. A guy doesn't want to feel like, oh, you know, what is this girl hiding? You know, the bronzer, you know, orange. You don't want to look like a Oompa Loompa or anything like that. I understand. That's nice when you go out to the club, but not on a first date in a nice restaurant. And he'll probably feel a little bit embarrassed. Hate to admit this, but this is the truth. If a guy, you show up to a date at a nice restaurant like Charlie's, which, you know, it just is a 5-star restaurant, you know, it looks a little bit embarrassing to be out with a girl that looks cheap and that looks like a porn star or an escort. So, ladies, if you don't want to be treated like a one-night stand, don't look like one. Look, you know, like a quality woman, because I'm sure that you are. Number 5, talking about the ex. This is so cliche. However, I've heard a lot of guys, including my brothers, friends, and family, mentioning that this is still happening. Ladies, this is the quickest way to turn a guy off from you. Once again, this is one of those topics that if a guy hears it could cause, you know, the conversation to just go left field, and for everything else that you say after that to just have him not even listening, and because it's just drama. It's drama. Even if you had a great ex that proposed and all of that, he doesn't want to hear about that. He's not interested. However, sometimes a guy will set you up and will ask you about, you know, what happened in previous relationships. That doesn't mean turn him into the counselor. You know, he is not a counselor. Leave that for your girls, which even some of them are tired of hearing it, because I know I got a couple of friends that, you know, I'm kind of tired of hearing about their exes. But keep it light. If he asks about an ex, say, oh, it didn't work out. Leave it at that. Okay? If he's prying, something is wrong anyway, and that is a red flag. A guy should not, a real man that is looking for a potential mate does not want to sit around and dig up dirt on your ex and pry you and try to get information about an ex-boyfriend. That's just, it's not right. And if he, also for him, if he's doing the same thing, if he keeps mentioning problems and issues that he had with exes, just, you know, if he calls back, I'll probably wouldn't even want to answer. Like, I'm not attractive in a guy that wants to talk about his exes. And like I said, you want to keep it light on a first, second, even and third date. It's too early to be talking about that. Another thing, financial issues. Lady, do not joke about anything that has to do with, you know, your baby daddy didn't pay child support, you know, your food stamps, you know, you're suffering, you're hardly making ends meet. Ladies, it is not attractive, and the first thing that he's going to think is that you're looking for a meal ticket. Why? Because why does a guy want a broke woman? Let's be honest, you know, a guy doesn't want to get into something thinking, oh, you know, this is going to be the girl that's probably going to be expecting me to, you know, pay for everything, to, you know, probably going to nickel and dime me to death. No, not attractive. Don't mention that, and don't ask him about his financial issues. It is okay to ask him where he's employed, but do not ask him about his bank account and what's going on in his wallet, because it's not your business. And likewise. Number 7, ladies, if he orders a bottle for you guys and it looks like this. No, that's not cool. Ladies, do not get drunk on the first date. Do not challenge him to who can take how many shots. Do not say anything about I can drink you under the table, because you know what? Those are one of the things that's going to instantly emasculate him. A guy is not interested in that. Notice I'm talking about real men here. Maybe, you know, a guy that's in college or something, or just partying right now, isn't looking for anything serious. But I rest assure you, a man that is looking for a woman and a potential wife, and you know, something like that, a woman that is special, is not interested in the woman that can take 8 shots of Patron and still be standing on 2 feet. It is not attractive, okay? It's not okay. It is something that's going to have him, because he's going to tell his friends about the date, period. But it's not something that's going to have him talking positively about you to his friends. So you don't want that. Number 8. Ladies, I hear you talking so much about how much money you got or whatever, which is fine, about how independent you are, you can stand on your own feet. But do not say that and then turn around and leave the guy with $100 bill on the first date. If you want to make a good first impression and have this guy talking and raving about you to his friends and his family and just excited for a second date, blow him out of the water, throw him off his game, and offer and pay your way. Let him know, hey, when I go out, I pay for my half. Offer to pay half of the ticket or whatever. But don't do that. Ladies, so many times I hear you say you were upset because a guy expected, you know, sex after a date. What do you expect? You left him with $100 bill on the first date. If you want respect, you got to take it. If you don't want control, then don't establish the control. If you're letting him pay for it every time when you go out, you're giving him control that you're not willing to give. Do not set that tone. Yes, I understand you want the guy to be a gentleman and not be cheap and to be generous. But remember, dating is a very competitive game. It is a competitive field. You are going to stand out if you're the woman that is willing to pay your own damn way. Number 9, religion, politics, or basketball wives. Ladies, guys are not interested in talking about either one of those. The economy is too crappy to be asking him if he's for the Democrats or the Republicans. Religion, don't bring this on your first date or your second or your third. Don't talk about it. Don't ask about it. It's too early and he's going to think that you're trying to judge him. Basketball wives, Bad Girls Club, shows like that. You don't want him to think that you're about drama, and that's possibly what he will think if you are interested in those shows. But also, he won't judge you. But ladies, at the same time, that is not a conversation or a topic that is going to keep him interested. Find something that is unisex happy, you know, something that a man and a woman can talk about. You know, talk about something interested about your travels or your, you know, the fact that you're athletic or whatever, but don't talk about that. Guys do not care about who got their butt whipped on the latest episode of your drama-filled shows. That's all I have for you, ladies. Stay tuned. I will be posting more videos similar to this, and check out my channel, Wonderland of Randoms. Goodbye.